English Practice Podcasts from EnglishSpanishLink.com. Hello, and this is Dr. Mike, and today I'm going to talk to you about those wonderful moments in the day when we have a coffee. Coffee time. Well, that, of course, was coffee time in a Spanish cafeteria. However, first I would like to talk about coffee time in the UK. It's still possible to go to a cafeteria or cafe in the UK, and the following conversation takes place. Waitress: Good morning. What would you like for breakfast? Customer: Toast and coffee, please. Would you like your coffee black or white? White, please. Would you like brown bread or white bread? Brown, please. Butter, jam, marmalade, honey? Butter and marmalade, please. Very good, sir. And the waitress or waiter brings you a coffee in a cup on a saucer, and the coffee is a bit weak. That means not strong, weak, and with too much milk. Now, perhaps there are people who prefer their coffee like that, but the problem is the waitress or the waiter often doesn't ask the customers how they want their coffee. But first of all, I'll just talk about some vocabulary in that conversation. Black or white coffee, which is, of course, coffee without milk or with milk. But we usually say black or white. Now, the waitress says butter, jam, marmalade, honey. In fact, for the British, jam and marmalade are two different things. Jam is made from strawberries or peaches, for example. But marmalade is made from citrus fruits, especially oranges. And everywhere in the UK you can buy the famous Seville marmalade. It is made from the special bitter oranges that grow around Seville. Bitter oranges. Bitter. That means you go when you put one in your mouth. In fact, you can't eat bitter oranges. They are only for making marmalade. I'm told that the Queen of England loves Seville marmalade, and she has it on her toast every morning. Now, the waitress says brown bread or white bread. White bread is, of course, bread made from refined flour. And brown bread includes all the parts of the grain. But we just say white bread and brown bread. Anyway, I would like to say this. In the UK, there is very little choice. Black coffee or white coffee? Okay, things have changed over the last few years. Now there are fewer cafeterias or cafes in the UK and more coffee shops. And here you can buy cappuccino and macchiato, cafe latte, mocha and mochaccino, and lots of other wonderful Italian coffees. But a cappuccino is still a cappuccino, and a cafe latte is still a cafe latte. But in Spain, and perhaps especially in Andalusia, they go one better. They go one better. First of all, when you go to a bar or cafe, they always have espresso coffee. Wait a minute, I hear you say. Espresso coffee with one S is really Italian espresso with two S's. Yes, it is, it is. Espresso coffee is not unique to Spain. But that's not the comparison I want to make. Firstly, in Spain, you have different ways the coffee is served. There is café solo, black coffee, but always nice and strong, and café con leche, white coffee, which is cargado or no cargado, strong or not so strong. Then there is manchado. Well, this is the name in Seville. I think the names change in other regions of Spain. A manchado is lots of milk and a little coffee. The literal translation in English is a stained coffee, and I suppose similar to the Italian macchiato. But it doesn't usually have frothy milk. That means the milk has got air in it and bubbles in it. So when you drink it, it goes frothy milk. And finally, there is the cortado, which is a very small, strong black coffee. Excellent just after a big lunch. But secondly, and this is the real difference, are the instructions you give the waiter. I'd like my coffee in a glass, not a cup. I'd like warm milk, please, not too hot and not too cold. My friend doesn't want his coffee too strong, and she wants it in a straight glass. But I'd like it in a cup. No, not the small one, the big one. And just a dash of milk. That means very little milk. A dash of milk. I'd like a white decaffeinated coffee, but from the machine, not a sachet. A sachet is a little paper bag with the coffee in it, and it's instant coffee, not espresso coffee. And the waiter listens, and the waiter tries to carry out the instructions to the letter. That means exactly to the letter. Spanish waiters are the most patient people I know. I think if you said those things to a British waiter, he'd pour the coffee over your head. Spain must be the country where you get the best personalized coffee in the whole world.
Pues un café con leche, no muy cargado, por favor.
Vale. ¿En taza o en vaso?
En taza, por favor, sí.
Test time. Listen to these definitions, then say the words in English. A man who serves coffee in a cafe. A waiter. A woman who serves coffee in a cafe. A waitress. Coffee with no milk. Black coffee. Coffee with milk. White coffee. The opposite of white bread. Brown bread. You put this on your toast. It's made of strawberries or peaches. Jam. You put this on your toast. It's made of oranges. Marmalade. The opposite of strong coffee. Weak coffee. Very little milk in your coffee. A dash of milk. Milk that when you drink it, you go frothy milk. If you'd like to see the transcript of this podcast and other activities and exercises for learning English, you can visit my website at EnglishSpanishLink.com. Music was from bensound.com. That's all from Dr. Mike. Until next time.
favor.